So I have two words for you today, and the words are His way. And I was thinking about this. A lot of us, probably most of us, really want to live our life His way, God's way. And we want to make wise decisions. I don't know anybody that really wants to make bad decisions. And it's interesting because it's not always an easy thing to do. But there's some steps we can take to be on the track of making wise decisions. And the first one I'm going to tell you is really obvious, but we talk about it, but I don't know if we really do it. And the first thing that we really need to do when we're trying to make wise decisions or live our lives after God, His way, is we got to rely on God. And you know what? You say that's like a no-brainer, Darrell. Tell me something I don't know. Of course we have to rely on God when we're making our decisions. But I want you to think about something, because at least I do this. When I make decisions, I kind of already know what I want to do, even before I've made the final decision. And yeah, I'll pray about it, and I'll go to God's Word, and I'll read the Word, and I'll do the things that I know I need to do and I should be doing. But when it comes right down to it, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And there's a danger in that, because we know that we might think we know what's best for us, but in reality, God is the one that knows what's best for us, and He has the best for us. And I can make a decision, and it might work out okay, but guess what? If I would have made the decision and done it His way, it would have been the best way. It would have been the best thing for me. And so I think about relying on God and doing things like thinking before we make decisions, thinking before we act. Sometimes we make rash decisions, or we make decisions in a hurry, and we wonder why we're suffering the consequences that we are. Because, sometimes if we just would think about it, we could save ourselves a lot of grief. And then another thing we need to do when we're making decisions and we want to follow His way is we need to learn from our mistakes. I have a lot of people in my life that I would consider very wise people, but they're not perfect people. And guess what? They made a lot of stupid decisions. But you know what? They didn't make those decisions over and over and over again. They learned from their mistakes. And when you learn from your mistakes over and over again, over time, you become that wise person. We think of a wise person as this guy with long white hair and a long white beard, walking around quoting these famous wise sayings. That's not the picture of a wise person. A wise person is someone who takes the principles of the Bible, the knowledge, the true knowledge of the Bible, and applies those principles to their lives and their decisions. And that's doing things His way. I think about Gideon in Judges 7. Gideon was called by God to lead the children of Israel in a battle against the Midianites. And I don't know, Gideon probably had an idea of kind of what he thought he needed to win the battle, how many soldiers he needed. And he started out with great numbers, with thousands. And the Lord came to Gideon and He said, "Hey, Gid," He said, "I want you to do something. I want you to tell the people that are afraid to get out of here. Just retreat, and we don't need you." And so he lost thousands of soldiers. And then Gideon said, "Okay, Lord, okay, I know you're all wise, but is this really the best plan? Because it doesn't seem like this is going to work. Because it seems like the more soldiers we have, the better chance we have to be victorious." And then the Lord said, "Hey, guess what? We're going to do something else. We're going to take these guys down to the water, and get them to get a drink of water. And the ones that bring their hand to their mouth and take a drink, as opposed to the ones that kneel down and just go after it," He goes, "those are the ones that I've chosen." And so, you know the story. It's 300 chosen men that the Lord takes into battle. He started with thousands, and it comes down to a few hundred. And I'm sure Gideon was like, "Lord, what are you doing? This isn't going to work. This is too hard." And that's what I think when I'm going through some decisions in my life that are difficult decisions, and the Lord says, "This is what you need to do, Darrell." And I'm like, "But Lord, this doesn't make sense. This is illogical. This is too hard for me to do." And so my prayer for us as we trust the Lord and look to Him for wisdom, that we can do that we can truly trust Him. But it's not easy. It's not easy to make those decisions His way. But my prayer is that, like Gideon, who I'm sure was questioning the Lord about His plan, he did what the Lord asked him to do. And you know how it turned out. They were victorious against the Midianites. So I just encourage you, live life his way, pleasing the Lord, applying those biblical principles to our daily decisions in life, taking that wisdom and applying it. God bless you.